We will start with the introduction to site. This will be a very basic one to just introduce, because most of you are not aware of what Sitecore is. And yes, there are a lot of divisions in Sitecore, as you can pursue your career as a developer, as an admin. That's the reason I was trying to understand what is your goal and what made you to start learning Sitecore. So there are a lot of divisions in there. You can move as an admin, you can be a Sitecore administrator, you can be a content author, you can be a marketing guy, you can be a full stack developer. There are a lot of things. Sitecore has evolved. So let's begin with a basic intro. So our agenda will be this for today. So we will briefly introduce what Sitecore is to all of you, and we will see how Sitecore has evolved. So we will see the history of Sitecore. So what are the changes which Sitecore has come up with, and we will also see who are the competitors of Sitecore, and what are the alternatives we have. So how Sitecore is competing, and how is it being the market leader, uh, and and next things that we will discuss is when to use Sitecore, why to use Sitecore, and there are a couple of instances where you may not have to choose Sitecore. Okay, then what are the limitations of Sitecore? So anything you consider will have its own benefits and it will have its own limitations. So we will talk about a bit there, and we will see what are the resources that Sitecore has for us to for the people like you who are just starting your journey with Sitecore, what Sitecore gives you, how Sitecore backs up their developers, their resources. And we'll see a small demo. It will be very basic one, how Sitecore interfaces are, a basic installation. I have a new instance basically. So we will walk you through that. So that's the agenda for today. So let's begin with what Sitecore is. The Sitecore is an experience management company. So Sitecore is a product. Sitecore is also a name of a company. Okay, so you need to understand that. So Sitecore is a customer experience management company. As a company, we call it a Sitecore. Like for instance, you call a Microsoft. Microsoft is a company. What are its products? So it has a list of products. So Microsoft as a company have their development platforms like .NET, it has SQL. So yeah, Microsoft packages. So those are their products. So in terms of Sitecore, the name and the product are the same. So when you say Sitecore, it is a company, as well as they have only one product, which is we call it as Sitecore. Okay. It's one of the leading digital experience software in the industry as of now. So it's leading the market. What is Sitecore? Why do we use Sitecore? So the basic fundamental usage of Sitecore is to maintain your website. So it is a content management system, but it is not limited to it. So we will see how is it different from others. Okay, so if somebody asks you a basic question, what is a Sitecore? You can say this. It's a website which is built by Sitecore to maintain other websites. Okay, you can try to understand the terminology like this. It's also a website, and it is used to maintain your websites. Okay, so that is the basic definition. I can tell you the very basic one. Okay, so then we also we call so is anybody aware of what is headless? The term headless has can anybody
probably the JSS nodes will be there, will not be there, I believe. The rendering part and all will not be there.
Correct. So, okay. So what headless is? So let's talk about a bit, because this is something which is evolving around in the market. So what's happening is sometime back, like 4 years or 5 years from now, CMS was a very powerful tool. But now it is evolving. What was happening was we only had single platform, like only desktop, only mobile. So now what companies are looking at is to get the max use of your content management tool. Okay, your content is now, your data is very important. So what we are doing is we have different devices now. We have mobiles, we have tablets, we have printers, we have monitors, I mean desktops, laptops. So we don't know where your data is going to be presented to the end user. Okay, so what is headless? Headless doesn't mean we don't have the presentation. With a CMS tool with head, when I say you will have your presentation, what is your presentation? Where are you presenting your data? Am I presenting my data on a laptop? Am I presenting my data on your uh, mobile device? So there are a lot of different devices in the market right now. So what content management system is coming up with is, so irrespective of where the data is going to be presented, we are giving you an option to structure your data such that easily you can customize your presentation to the backend data that you have and come up with a solution. So we will discuss this in the course, but this is just an introduction of what headless CMS tool is. So Sitecore is giving you this feature as well. So that's one of the feature of Sitecore. Okay, so with Sitecore, you can test, you can optimize your data, you can personalize your content, you can automate your content. So a lot of features Sitecore provides you. How it provides, we will learn in your curriculum, in your course. So this is just an introduction of Sitecore. Any queries still here? It's a basic introduction, but this is what Sitecore is. It is.
Hi, Sayed. This
Mhm.
is Rupesh here. Actually, I joined 10 minutes late. So this is Rupesh. And uh, according to you, this is only the introduction part you are starting.
Today, yes, we have a only introduction and
Mm.
about Sitecore.
So after this installation and everything will be done, right?
Correct. We will do all the installations.
For learning purpose, only free license will be provided.
Free license as such, we will come to that. I mean, it was part of the discussion anyways, but since you have
Yeah.
asked it, so what Sitecore was doing was, Sitecore was in, I think in 2008 and 18 and 19, Sitecore was giving you the free license. So that
Yeah.
is one of the limitations of Sitecore, I would say. If I have to go back here to the agenda, so Sitecore is a sort of a closed group. So it is currently not giving you any free license to learn. However, Sitecore is giving you, I'll just show it to you. I recently did a registration here. See if you see this. Sitecore is giving you 8 hours of this is a trial version I recently for just for this demo I was looking at. So Sitecore is giving you this. If you look at this, Sitecore is giving you Azure Sandbox with all the infrastructure built in. You can practice, but the limitation is you have only 8 hours of access. And another trick here is you need to have your official email ID to register. You cannot do that with your personal Gmail account or any personal uh, email. You need to have your official email address, and it gives you 8 hours of access for the sandbox with all the setup. You can practice it there. The Sitecore instance will be set up there.
Okay, so official from company end, right?
Yes. So yeah, I think I forgot to ask, like all of you are already working and you should
Yeah,
have your email IDs, right?
Yes.
one email ID. So if required, probably you can arrange your colleague or somebody, because it per email ID, it gives you 8 hours of limited access for the Azure sandbox, where you can practice.
So should we have
Sayed, why
to?
can't we get it from the Nilima? Probably she can comment it on if she is there on the call. The HR who has coordinated with us for this training.
Is she there? I can't see.
Initially, she was there.
So I mean, the question I had is, if you're registering now, I mean, if your validity is only 8 hours, right? So for the next day, should we have to re-register again, or?
No, 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 no. It is 8 hours of access. Like for instance, you just clicked on it and you went inside.
Mhm.
8 to 9 you can access. So you still have 7 hours left. It's per
Okay.
per hour.
Per day, 8 hours you can
No, no, no,
access.
not per day 8 hours. It is total 8 hours of duration.
Wow.
No,
Okay.
so at least it is giving it now. Initially, it was not there at all. So you either have to have your license, either probably your company license to install a software.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have it from my company. I have
Okay.
a lab session, so probably.
Okay, somebody who has license, it is good, but otherwise Sitecore is not going to provide anything unless and until you subscribe to their trainings. So that is very expensive. I think it is $3,000 now. And more than $3,000 for their training session. They give you 6 months of trial license for practicing.
The process will be provided for this, right? How to subscribe and all.
Yeah, we will guide you to this.
Yeah.
So it's just a simple thing. You need to just go and submit your details, and you'll get this sort of email, and you can access this hours. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. You can go ahead.
Okay. Let's quickly move on. Okay. Okay. What are the features that Sitecore has? So Sitecore lets you manage multiple languages. Like say, for example, you have a website, you have your presence across globe, and you create a website in English, and the same thing you can have uh, developed. You need not have to develop the entire website. Only thing that you do is you create the version of the language, and you just translate that content, and your website is ready. So Sitecore gives you multi language support. Okay, so we will understand what is this while we start developing it. So what exactly is multi-language support? What is the benefit of it? So this is the feature of Sitecore. It supports multi-languages as a CMS. It also supports multi-site, like you create a basic framework and you can start inheriting that features and start creating your own websites. So this will be one-time development activity for your basic foundation website, and you can have multiple sites created, which can be sort of a microsite or whatever you call it as. Okay, it is Sitecore. When somebody asks you, it is a multilingual, multi-site setup can be done in Sitecore. It is one of the feature of Sitecore. AB and multivariant testing is provided by Sitecore. So this is more in terms of marketing. I'm not sure if anybody is there here from marketing side of it. So what is A/B testing? Like for example, you run a campaign, uh, like you run an ad. So you want to understand how many people are. I mean, if you have a static page, like page A, you don't know who is liking this page and who is not liking this page. So what marketing guys do is they will have like 2 or 3 variants of the same page, maybe with different color combination, different placement of the content, different images on that page. So for 50% of the time, for the 50% of the user, they will show that page A1, and the same content with a different stylings, with different presentation, they will call it as A2, and they will show for the 50% of the time in their website. So in the backend, Sitecore gives you statistics to understand which campaign is performing well. Like for the 50% of the time when we showed this page to the customer or the end user, did we get some did we get the conversion? Did somebody come and click here to contact us? This is a campaign. Okay, so which page performed well? Based on that, we can automatically set in Sitecore to start promoting the one which is doing well. Okay, this is called as A/B testing. So after that, gradually, whichever page is not performing, we will not show that page. We will show the one which is performing well. This is called as A/B testing and multivariant testing. Okay, we'll show the different variants of the same content. We will have that snippets, and we will automate that. Okay, so we will do that. So marketing automation is a similar concept there. So let's not get into more detail of what exactly is this. These are all marketing terms. You might feel, okay, this is very fancy here. So all these are the features of Sitecore. So you can do all this marketing automation, all those. You can customizely, like each customer you can target and show the customized personal data to the customer. Okay, you can also engage your customer with the personalized data. So engagement analytics is also part of Sitecore, and there are a lot of other features. So these are the basic ones. Okay, Sitecore is having a lot of features now. I think this presentation I had created in 2019. A lot of this is when Sitecore 9 was the latest one. So now 10 has come, there are a lot of features added to it.
So you will be discussing on Sitecore 10, right? Along with me? Or...
Yeah, we'll start with 10 only.
And regarding this A/B testing, I have a quick query, so it's for the interruption. So, you were saying like from the end user perspective, Sitecore will analyze something in the backend analytics, it will do, right? So for that, does it also, consider the wait time on the end user as well? Say, for example, I'm on home page, and from there, I need to navigate to contact us. In one style, probably I can, easily identify that contact us, and easily I can navigate probably in 5 seconds. And on the other style, probably I need to get to that contact us itself. It took me 3 seconds or so. Okay. Or I would have waited for 4 seconds, and then it took only 3 seconds. So does it calculate that 4 seconds of ideal time on the end user end?
A lot of things. I mean, what is that you are trying to achieve? You will have to set the parameters. You will have to guide Sitecore to say, okay, if user is clicking on contact us, we will grade this as a performing page. If user clicks that, we are done. There are a lot of parameters. Okay, if the user stays here for more than 30 seconds, so this is more informative page. Okay, then we consider this as a good performing page. So clicking after 5 seconds or 6 seconds, it is all about you, like what marketing guys want to consider this page is performing well or not. So there may be scenarios where people will not click on the contact us page at all, contact us button. If they're not clicking, this page is not performing. If they're clicking on contact us, okay, we have catch the customer. We have impressed the customer, because of which he has clicked on contact us.
Understood.
Okay. Any questions here? Okay, let's move on to the history of Sitecore. Sitecore is a very old company. They started in 2001, but I think 2000 1998 itself, they had some plans, but they founded and they started the commercial one in 2001. Since then, they had some preliminary versions released, but they are not very much of a success. But from Sitecore 5 version, they gained the market. Okay, these are just the different versions. What they did. So initially, they started with the basic content management system and content delivery system in 2007 with a Sitecore 5. And then they released, I mean, you may get confused, but anyways, we will be discussing most of them, what exactly they are. But for now, these are the different versions. And if you go to this link, probably you will find all the versions that Sitecore has. These are the basic ones, I mean, the major ones, major releases 5, 6, 6, 7, and then the latest one is, as of now, is 10. Okay, we will not go into very much detail here.
What is
because,
Helix, Syed?
Helix is something which they introduced in Sitecore 9. It's a design principle, I would say, like how the developers should have their code in place. So Sitecore recommended to start using this Helix architecture whenever we develop our websites. What is the benefit of this is like similar to how we have MVC pattern, right? Design patterns. So say Helix is one of the architectural pattern, I would say. So that's the thing, but let's not go into very much detail there. So it has some definitions how you should start developing your website. Where should you place the most use and the basic foundation part of your website? Where should you have your HTML placed? Where should you have your backend logic placed? All those architectural principles are defined in this Helix architecture.
Okay.
Okay. We have next is, so if Sitecore is there, definitely there will be a lot of competitors to it. What are the other alternatives Sitecore has? So it has WordPress, we have Drupal. So we also have Adobe's Experience Manager, AP Server. All of these are the competitors of Sitecore. So any one of you have worked on any of this?
We are using Craft, so I don't see it here in the list.
Okay. There are
Yeah,
a lot
I
of,
have some experience with the WordPress.
okay. Okay, cool. So once you start using Sitecore, probably you can just compare it with it. It is similar, but Sitecore is much more efficient one, and it has a lot of features compared to WordPress. What Sitecore offers when compared to WordPress is it gives you a lot of customization. You can customize your content management strategies, personalization, and all those stuff, which WordPress will not give you so much of flexibility. Anyways, I have not worked on any of this, but just theoretical knowledge is what I have. Okay, so why should we use Sitecore when we have all these alternatives? So most of them here, or at least few of them are here, are free versions, but Sitecore is a very expensive one. So why should we use Sitecore? Definitely everyone will ask you this, even when you propose in your companies, right? So Sitecore is just not a CMS. So it offers you a lot more other features that is where you need to consider Sitecore, but only if you're using them. If you're not using them, these alternatives are always there for you to explore. So it depends on the usage of it. If somebody is using Sitecore, then they have to shell out a lot of money. Okay, it is then what are the benefits? Let's discuss what are the benefits first. So it has a excellent community, I would say. You will get a lot of resources to read, understand the Sitecore. It is closed. Most of the resources are closed, but yes, you'll get a lot of resources to study here. And one of the thing is it is well documented because it is backed up by Sitecore as a company. They have their own architects who will be documenting each and every feature of Sitecore so that you are not lost when compared to your other content management systems which are available in market for free. Sitecore is one of the market leader as of now. And it is, as I already mentioned, it is highly flexible. You can scale it and customize it when compared to any other CMS tool available in the market. And you can easily internationalize this by which we discussed already. You can have multilingual, multi-site. You can easily internationalize your Sitecore version. You can have scheduled publishing. Like for example, a lot of article. It is more of a marketing side of a business. You create a campaign and you want to schedule a publish so and so time. I want to just publish this. It may be like 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. in the morning. I may not have to wait and then make it live. You can schedule and forget about it. It will publish at 2 a.m. for you. If it is one-time activity, it is fine. But if you have to do it every day, so then your job becomes easy here. You can auto-publish all of your contents. Quick compare is something. It is one of the feature I would say in Sitecore when you can compare your different versions. We will discuss this in detail. I mean, if I talk about it, you may not understand. Workflows is again how do you control your content? Like say you have your content authors, there is a marketing head who has to approve this content, because content authors can write anything and publish it, which will not be ethical. So there is a workflow in place in Sitecore wherein you can control your content. Okay, content authors will add it, somebody will be there to validate it, and somebody will be there to approve it to make it live. So we have something called as workflow in Sitecore, which is very good compared to others. So these are the benefits of Sitecore. There are a lot of other things. We'll just rush through about. There is something called as WFFM, which is now out of box feature, which was Sitecore providing then. I think as I already mentioned, it was a slide which I prepared in 2019. So WFFM is something which is again for marketing guys. So it has been now replaced by Sitecore Forms. I think most of them we have already discussed: multi-site setup, workflow, security. Okay, a lot of features we cannot count here as of now. Okay, having understood what are the benefits of Sitecore, definitely there are some limitations of Sitecore. The first one is it is very expensive tool. Not everybody, a small companies or some small organizations will not be able to afford it. So the license itself is very expensive. There are different type of licenses Sitecore provides. So Sitecore also charges in terms of per instance basis. Like you have URL xyz.com. Then if you have to have another URL under the same instance, so Sitecore will also charge you for that. Okay, it will also charge you per user basis. So if you have opted for 5 user licenses, so Sitecore will allow you only 5 concurrent users at that particular time. So if there are more than 5 users, it will not let the 6th user come in. Okay, so per user also Sitecore will charge you. Apart from that, the limitations, you also the add-ons are there, but add-ons are again expensive with Sitecore. It It is implicit that when Sitecore is an expensive tool, when somebody is creating add-ons on it, will also be something expensive. There is some learning curve, I would say, because somebody who doesn't know CMS at all and what Sitecore is, it's something on top of your development experience. It is something additional that you need to learn to implement Sitecore. You need a good workforce. If you're not having a highly skilled workforce in implementing Sitecore, you will not be able to leverage all the features. I think we are getting some background noise. Can you just please mute yourself? Okay. So you need to have a very good skilled workforce to leverage all the features that Sitecore provides us. Otherwise, it will be a mess. So instead of having reaping the benefits of Sitecore, you will end up losing your hours there. Your setup will be totally ruined if you're not having a very good skilled workforce. This is basically for the management side of it. Okay. High training costs, as I already mentioned. Sitecore also have their training programs where they charge around $3,000 to $3,500 for the development developer certification and training program. It is a bit expensive when compared to any other certifications. There were some cloud related issues in 9, but I think they have rectified that in the version 10. So you can remove that cloud related issues for now, but it is still slowly evolving to adapt to the cloud. Another limitation is it is a closed resource access group wherein you will not be having direct access unless and until you you have your development certification done directly from Sitecore. However, initially, if you have to get certificate from, if you need to be a Sitecore certified developer or any marketing Sitecore certified marketer, you were supposed to take training from Sitecore and then take up the certification. But now I think that's one of the limitation you can eliminate, because Sitecore is now letting you do the certification without getting the training from Sitecore, which was very expensive. So I think in 25,000 you can just get your certification now, wherein you can learn yourself and just go attend the exam and you can get yourself certified from Sitecore. So Sitecore is working on all of these limitations. Slowly it is trying to come in par with market. So let's hope that things go well in that line. So maybe in future you may get the licenses, the developer trial version licenses also for free. Okay, these are a few of the links where you find the resources, you find the documentation, the downloads, knowledge base, the community. The marketplace is something which developers would have developed something. For one example is your WFFM web form for marketers, wherein someone else like us, the developers, have developed the component and they will upload it in marketplace where others can just use it. So there are a lot of features like that in Sitecore. You will find that in marketplaces. Okay, so these are the resources. I think pretty much that's it from my end. Any queries still here? Anybody has?
So Syed, we will be covering the development part also in Sitecore, right?
Yes, definitely will be. I think you have got this syllabus, right? Curriculum.
I
I haven't. If you can walk through, if you have that.
You don't have it.
Or if you can attach in the chat, that should be okay.
I will attach that in the chat. Or Nilama, can you just share the curriculum here? Is she there?
Yes, I will share you. I will share you.
Okay.
And Syed, I will be working on Sitecore 9 in my company, and so will there be a difference in Sitecore 9 and 10?
Not exactly. If you're learning 10, most of the things will be similar. I mean, you're actually learning something advanced here.
Okay.
So there should not be any much difference there.
Okay.
And
Okay, by that
what
time,
level of development knowledge is required? I mean, like I'm purely from, the infrastructure administration, right?
okay.
And along with the, basic application support, I can say the .NET application support. So how far am I suitable here and what level of development knowledge required?
For this training program, so the prerequisites will be you should be aware of uh, at least the basic understanding of what MVC is, at least the basic programming knowledge of .NET, C#.
Mhm.
So those things is what we expect you to have. So you can just brush up that.
Sure.
So that's the thing. So that's what I was specifying about. So it's more of a developer stream. So you also have a marketing stream wherein we will only talk about how the content marketers will use Sitecore platform. So content marketers basically use what developers will develop and give them the platform to use. So they will more target on how they leverage the marketing side of the Sitecore. So what's your goal? Is it that you're planning for to move to development side of it?
Oh, not exactly. As I had see, I'm into middleware. I was into IS administration along with the application support. Okay, so where we need to understand what is the application functionality and how the flow goes, and we need to work with the developers on one side, and also we need to manage whole the infra part. So now I just changed the organization, and here most of our clients are hosted on Sitecore. So when we are engaging with the backend thing, definitely we are in a situation to learn the architecture where they're having different hosting styles and everything. So now we need to administer the site code as well. So
Okay.
for that reason, I just wanted to learn the site code. I just have started this.
Okay.
I'm purely a middleware administrator till now.
Okay.
But I do have knowledge on the MVC and the C# things, and I can
That should be fine.
go
So,
through. Can go through, but I didn't try till now. But I can read that.
okay.
Probably I need to learn that.
So basics are enough. So we will not be indulging in much into the core development, I would say, like creating a very complex components wherein you need the complete expertise in MVC. The basic, whatever you're saying, that is enough. So we'll be more focusing on how Sitecore uses this MVC pattern, and how do we create components, how do we create your templates, those things we will cover. So I think that should be very helpful for you. So you can more focus on that. And the
Sure.
developers will more focus on how they create, how they use MVC, how they use the front end headless JSS, more of that part. Okay, so this is your Sitecore interface. So if you see here,
Before you start, I have one question actually. So I'm working on the Sitecore Commerce Server. So the version is 11. So I just wanted to know what are the exact difference between the Sitecore Commerce Server and the Sitecore CMS.
these are two different things, I would say. So Sitecore Commerce Engine is a different thing than your CMS. So it gives you a lot of other, it's a different framework altogether. How I would say it is, your CMS is more of you manage your content. So your commerce engine will give you more of the commerce side of features, automatic payments and your product catalogs, everything will be built in. It has a framework where you can directly leverage that.
Okay, but even the Sitecore Commerce has the tool, we called it as a business tool, where we create banners or whatever we do this stuff. We have that flexibility in Sitecore Commerce as well.
Yes.
But Sitecore CMS is, I just wanted to know like what is the exact difference we have, because I'm into this site. I'm not sure like if you have the experience on the Microsoft Commerce server. So it was acquired by the Sitecore only. That's where they call now the Sitecore Commerce Engine, whatever you're
Mhm.
telling. So I'm into this from past 10 years actually. So
Okay.
our company has planned to move to the Sitecore CMS now. So
Okay.
that's where I want to have some experience on this. But what I found is like I had the basis experience from my earlier company on the Sitecore CMS as well. So I have gone through some basic trainings and all.
Okay.
What difference I saw, like it is just the library and all, it is same, but we have principle like Helix and all, it is quite different. And
Mhm.
earlier what we had the business tools, the API exposure, now it is they have given through the content management. So that's what difference I feel it actually.
Okay. Yes, I'm not very much familiar with what is the commerce side of it. I'm
Okay.
more into the CMS side of it.
CMS. Okay. Okay.
Specifics, if you are asking, probably I'm not very much aware of it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. No.
Yeah.
Hi Sayed, Manish here. So I just have one query.
Yeah, Manish.
Yeah, so I'm working with Sitecore from last 4 months as a Sitecore author,
Okay.
but I've not worked with the development part of it. I'm just into, I mean, template is already created. I have to just create the website component as and when required.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more uh, working with marketing team.
Okay.
So I wanted to know whether you will be covering the content marketing perspective.
Yes, we'll touch base a little on that. Yes, because our developers are definitely should be aware what they should give you, marketing guys, right? So we
Right.
will touch base that we will have a module for that. But your
Okay.
focus is more into that and not into learning the development part of it.
Actually, I wanted to explore like what more could be done because I'm familiar with this from last few months only.
Okay.
So I wanted to explore more about Sitecore because
Okay.
as a content author, I don't have the full development access yet.
Okay. If you have a license, that should be more enough. You can install it in your local and you can start exploring. That's the key thing.
Okay.
But if you have interest, yes, that should, your license should work for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about the setup as well because we are working on Sitecore 8.2
Okay.
and I have the login and access to everything, but I like I said, I want to explore like what more could be done with this, or what further opportunity can we have.
Yeah, definitely. We have, I think, let me check the curriculum. What is there here? There is a module called as experience marketing, where
I
we
think if
cover.
we can go through the curriculum, that would be helpful, Syed.
I was shared this curriculum on mobile. Just a minute. Or is Neelama there? If she has, maybe she can just share her desktop. We can walk through.
Yeah, sure. I can have a look at it. You may proceed with the training.
Okay, so this is your Sitecore 10 interface. This is a installation. It's a basic one. Nothing developed. This is what Sitecore is giving you as a template. Okay, just a minute. This is how your Sitecore interface looks like. These are the features that you have. So you have analytics. So this part is more for your marketing side of it. Campaign creator, forms they can create, they can experience profiles. So nothing is implemented yet, but these are the features. So developers will more focus on this part of the Sitecore, and the content authors will use this. We have something called as content editor. We have experience editor, and we have workbox where workflows are managed. These are your settings. We have similar to our Windows, we have a desktop. There are a lot of features. Okay. So you also have your user management. This is more for the Sitecore admin section. They will manage the domains, they will manage the users, roles, what access should be given to this users. Okay, all of that. So what we will do is probably come here. So this is a basic page which Sitecore itself has created as a home page, which you see here. Okay. So what I'll do is, so if you look at this page, so here we see some image, there is some title, there is some description. So Sitecore, this is the data. Okay, this is the data which you can see here. Sitecore experience platform. Here is the content, and here is the description of it. What I will do, content authors, this is your live website. Just assume this is your www.xyz.com. This is your website. So this is your interface for Sitecore. So content authors will come here. They will just update new headline. Okay, so what the content author should just do is they should just come here and just save this. They should be able to see this change here, but they need to publish it. Okay, they made the change. They need to publish this item. There are different types of publishing. We will see what are the differences. But just for now, I'm just publishing it. You see the content. So tomorrow you probably want to change the description altogether. So what do? You come here, you change your description. So this is the benefit of a content management system. Okay, this is a very basic one. I have not created any customized components yet. This is what Sitecore has given us. We can also see how Sitecore is presenting there. This is like your home item. Okay. The Sitecore has already configured something. Yes, tenants are already configured. So under home, like www this, you want to create some page here, right? So you can go ahead and create it here under home. Sample item. A new page, a content author can come and create a new page altogether. Test page. Okay. This is how your tree looks like. See, the test title has already come. Not sure if this is configured. Let me publish this. Draft workflow. Nothing got created. Can you say this? I was talking about workflows, right? So this is not letting me publish this because this is as I have just created it. It's in a draft workflow. I have logged in as an admin. I'm just going and approving it. Okay, submit this data. This is just sort of a check to make this go live. I'm not going into detail what exactly is this and all those stuff. So if somebody is not able to follow, just don't panic. This is just a very brief introduction and a very basic demo. See, now it is created, it has updated few items. So we should be able to see this newly created test page. Can you see this? Content author can go right away and create a new page. They can create a number of pages. But as of now, we don't have anything customizedly built. This is a basic one. You can create very complex pages. We can leverage this platform for content authors, the marketing guys to create their own campaigns, create the personalization rules for it. All those stuffs can be done. Okay. This is what we call as content editor. There is also something called as experience editor. I'll show you for this one. If you look at here, there is something called as experience editor. If you look at this, it is more of whatever you see here, you'll see it as in your live website. You can right away come here and you need not have to worry. In this content editor mode, you'll have to come click here. Okay, you should be aware of where this content is. So now it is a very simple page, but if the page gets complex, if you have 10 different, 20 different components on a page, you'll not be able to identify where the data is coming from. But if you have this experience editor, you are already seeing what is already there on the live website. You can right away come here, edit the content. Okay, you can just do that and just save it. Okay, automatically this should get saved here. Can you see this new experience? So content is already updated. You updated from here. So your actual content has been already updated. Okay, any updates that you want to do, probably want to delete this component itself, you can do. All those leverages Sitecore gives you. Okay. I think I'm done pretty much on the demo and the introduction to Sitecore. Any queries you guys have?
So I was keen to know what is covered in the marketing front, Syed. Since you don't have the syllabus, maybe you'll have to check again.
Probably Neelama will share you the curriculum, so you can go through it. And if you have any queries, you can reach out to me.
Okay. So what are the timings and duration of this course?
So what I was informed was this will be for 30 hours. So timings we are it to decide on based on the availability of all the candidates.
It's a 5 days a week, right? Or how it is?
We can plan it based on the availability, or we can even go for weekends. So are you guys okay with the weekend sessions?
I might not, because I have another parallel training going on the weekends.
Okay.
I would prefer a weekday.
Okay. Weekday morning times.
Yep. Sounds good for me.
Yeah, weekday morning times will be.
Okay. We will work around. We'll coordinate with you. Probably Neelama will discuss the timing and all those stuff.
So for myself, Syed, I'm not from the development background. As I said, I'm from the project management background. For me, this course is to understand what are the capabilities of Sitecore,
Okay.
and also to implement this in the organization. It will be helpful for me to know the tool better. So that's my objective.
Okay. We will cover that. We'll cover that part.
Yep. Okay.
And can just show what all will be covered in the training?
I was expecting this should have been already shared with you. Just hang on, since most of you are asking. Hang on. I'm just because I was.
Will it be there in their website?
I'm not sure.
I believe it's on HKR Trainings.
Okay, this is the curriculum which I have got. What is it? So it's a 30 hours, 10 modules. Most of the things I think we have already covered in today's session. What is CMS? Why do we do all this? Communities. I think this module 1 is almost done. But anyways, we'll
And you will be providing a license, Sayed, I mean, for installation?
No, I'll not be providing any license. As I already mentioned, you'll have to register, and you'll get a 8 hours of sandbox access from Sitecore itself.
Okay. Installation.
That's the key challenge right now. I don't know how we can practice, because if we go through the course and if you're not practicing, we will forget.
8 hours is like too low, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, 8 hours is low. Probably you'll have to have multiple logins created.
But tell me something, if I'm going to use multiple email IDs, official email IDs, will there be a mail triggering to them for username and password, or?
I think yes.
That's the
I mean,
catch.
you need to have a word with your friends.
And only official email IDs,
correct, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So setup. This is on the basic how data you work on Sitecore, and configuring, publishing, multilingual. How do you set up multi-site implementation, multilingual package designers? This is more on the administrative side of it, security, creating roles, workflows, serialization, search, bucketing, Visual Studio setup. So I think this will already be there if you're using the sandbox. And then we'll talk about what is Helix. What are the best practices Sitecore gives you as part of this? This is where your experience marketing module is coming in. what is experience, analytics, profile, campaigns, how to set goals, personalization, X content will cover that. And yes, this is the last module. Install JSS.
So are we not going to cover the CD and all? Is it only CMS purely?
Sorry, what is with that?
So does it cover only CMS part? What about CD? Content delivery? Yeah, I didn't.
I think it is not here.
I mean, like it should cover, right?
Now, what exactly are you looking as part of content delivery?
I mean, like I'm expecting authoring and content delivery, all these as well as part of Sitecore training, and that was discussed earlier with Nilima. So I'm surprised, to see this new content.
This is what I have got. I don't know what has been communicated to you, but this is the curriculum that they have for this one.
And which
Here,
version?
I think something else was shared.
And no version, which version, nothing is mentioned here, but we will go with 10. I think Sitecore, whatever sandbox it is providing is also on 10. That is what we will cover.
Yeah, the Sitecore, what you told, 8 hours, it is a usage basis or it is just a one-time installation and 8 hours it get expired?
It's a sandbox access, so you will have like every second that you spend on the server is calculated 8 hours.
Okay, okay.
So once you log off, so the timer stops.
Okay, okay. SSX you are not showing?
SSX, SXA?
Yeah, sorry, XSX.
SXA, no, we are not covering here in this curriculum. I mean, 30 hours, I think this is already more. So 30 hours is required for this.
And how about the certification set? So do you have any, I mean, will there be any assistance given on the certification part?
So I think with this knowledge, you should be able to prepare yourself for the certification, Sitecore 9 or 10 certification. And yes, we will provide you the assistance. So the training itself is an assistance for you to go ahead with the certification. So I'm Sitecore 8 certified. I am planning for a 10 certification in some time in February.
And what is the fees, sir? I mean,
I think it's around 25-30K, which I already mentioned.
Okay.
For the certification from Sitecore.
Only one attempt.
I think Sitecore gives you 2 attempts.
Okay.
I don't know what's the terms for the 10 certification, but what I did was we had 2 attempts. But that was its training. When I did, it was with the Sitecore directly. So Sitecore trainers with the certification. Okay, any other queries? Let's quickly wrap this up.
No, thank you.